Hey, Bucket Squad. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you're enjoying the app. You might notice today there are some slightly different jingles going on in the pod, and that is all thanks to the work of mega Bucket Squad member Matt, with big assistance from Tonya, who have produced some new jingles for us to drop in this episode. So thank you to them, and please enjoy the rest of the episode. Let's get back to it now. Bye. Love you. I got a new coffee cup. It has a cork. The thing here is made of cork, so it doesn't burn my hand when I hold
Lovely.
lower down when it's hot. And I can... the lid rotates to keep it so it doesn't spill.
Are you trying to shut me up? Because I'm all politicized.
Pretty good.
Ah, you're such a...
Two good friends just made a podcast. George and Alex made a podcast. Talking TV, talking movies. Talking music, talking culture.
Okay, thank you for joining us again. Welcome to episode 27 of Culture Bucket, your favourite podcast. We episode 27 of Culture Bucket, your favourite podcast. I am your co-host George. With me is your second host, or your first host, however you view it, co-host Alex. Hello, Alex.
Hi, George. Hi, everyone. How are you, George? Why?
I'm good. Your voice is much higher than it was a minute ago before we started recording.
Well, we were talking about serious stuff, and then you interrupted me with your stupid coffee cup.
It's a pretty good cup. It has a cork. It has cork around the top so it doesn't burn me when I'm holding it. And it has you can stop it from spilling with a little... It's a keep cup. Getting paid by them to a keep. That's a keep cup.
Is that our sponsor?
No, but maybe Keep Cup will hear this.
Yes.
You're not a podcast until you've joked about having a sponsor. So today we are doing top 5 music videos. Returning to sort of the realms of YouTube that we did a couple of weeks ago, because I think we both enjoyed that episode quite a bit. Hopefully you've all enjoyed listening to it as well. Would you say, Alex, did you enjoy doing that?
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to see new videos that I haven't watched before. Introduce you to Blackpink, which I know you enjoy listening to now and watching.
Watching Lisa.
And, you know, one of them has released a new solo single, which is pretty cool. Rosie.
Was it... So, not Lisa?
Not Lisa, no. Rosie.
Or
Rosé.
So we're going to start where we always start, which is with culture catch-up. I'm going to start this week. I've got some music to talk about, Alex. So, you know that I use Last.fm to track my listening habits. And what I've been listening to. So, in the past month, since I started listening to this band, I've listened to the band Wolf Alice 407 times in about the past 2 weeks.
Awesome.
So I would like to talk about Wolf Alice for a few minutes. Have you ever listened to Wolf Alice?
No.
Wolf Alice are a British indie rock band from London. They've got 2 albums. The second one is called Visions of a Life. Is it? Is that what it's called? Yeah, Visions of a Life. And it won the Mercury Music Prize in 2018. It was released in 2017. and their first album is called My Love Is Cool, and that was released in 2016. So they're a relatively new band. They just announced their newest album, which is being released in June, and that is called Blue Weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's been released in June, and they just put out the first single for that about 2 weeks ago called Last Man on Earth, and I saw people hyping it up and saying, oh, this is amazing. And I think I listened to the album that won them the Mercury Prize once before, around the time it won in 2018, and I listened to it once and was a bit like, oh, okay, that's fine. But I listened to the new single, Last Man on Earth, and thought it was really good. It's like quite a long song. It's about 5 minutes long or so, and it starts very quiet and acoustic, and it builds and builds and builds and builds this huge kind of finale. And it's the kind of music I really enjoy, so I had listened to it and liked it. Then they appeared on Jules Holland, which is a music show in the UK, performing that single. And again, it's the lead singer is sat by herself at piano, just singing the song, accompanied just by her piano, and then the rest of the band come in during the song, and it's just amazing. Like, if I'd have been talking about it a couple of weeks ago when we did top 5 YouTube performances, if it had been out at the time, it's very, very good. So I was like, you know what, I should go back and check them out. And I went back and listened to their album that won the Mercury Music Prize, and it is a perfect album, Alex. I found a perfect album. It's a masterpiece.
Amazing.
It's incredible. Wolf Alice are one of the great rock bands in the UK at the moment. They started off as an acoustic duo doing folk numbers. Then they added a rockier rhythm section, and that blend of sort of acoustic folk sensibilities mixed with indie rock is producing incredible stuff. Their first album is very much kind of straight down the middle, kind of soft indie rock kind of music. It's very good, but it's all that. The second album feels like a band experimenting and working out what they enjoy and what they feel comfortable with, in the way that if you think about an album like Radiohead's OK Computer, even if you don't like that album so much, or don't think it's Radiohead's best album, every single song on that album is trying something different and new, and it's the band trying, maybe we're a loud raucous rock band, here's Electioneering, maybe we're a kind of electronic band, here's Exit Music for, like, they're doing loads of different things and seeing what they like and seeing what sticks. And Visions of a Life by Wolf Alice is the same kind of album. Like, it opens with a song called Heavenward, which is almost like a shoegaze song, really floaty and dreamy. It goes from that into a song called Yuk Fu, which is like a hardcore punk song. It goes from that into a song called Beautifully Unconventional, which is almost like just a straight indie rock banger. And then from that it goes into Don't Delete the Kisses, which is their biggest hit, and that's like a kind of dream pop song. So they're like, every song is different, but each one has incredible songwriting behind it. And I've listened to this album so many times over the past fortnight, and I genuinely think it's a masterpiece. I can't believe that it's been out for like 4 years at this point, and it's passed me by completely. It's so good. So I really recommend to anyone that's listening, if you haven't listened to it, Visions of a Life by Wolf Alice it's a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece. I love it. And I've similar to Sigrid a couple of weeks ago when I was talking about Sigrid and her album being really good. Not as good as this one though. Sorry, Sigrid. I've found an album. I've found something that I know I'm a fan of. I'm definitely a big fan of Wolf Alice going forwards, and I am now. I think the album I'm most excited to listen to this year now is definitely their new album that's coming in June. So, Wolf Alice, Alex.
I like it.
Good.
I like it.
Good. All right, I listened to them a lot. I didn't listen to any other music, so I've got nothing else to talk about there. But I watched 2 movies. I watched a movie on Amazon Prime, or I think it might have been on Shudder, called Grave Encounters, which is a found footage movie. Alex, do you know what a found footage film is?
Yes, I've watched Blair Witch Project.
Blair Witch Project is a good example of a found footage movie. Absolutely.
What did I say?
I don't know. You said Blair Witch Project is so it's a film. It's a horror movie most commonly, where what you're watching is meant to be footage recorded by characters in the film that's been found after they've all usually mysteriously vanished or been killed. So in Grave Encounters, the kind of conceit of it is that there is a TV crew that make a TV series called Grave Encounters, which is a bit like a show we have in the UK called Most Haunted with Yvette Fielding, which is rubbish. And it's basically a bunch of people will go to a supposedly haunted place and stay overnight and get menaced by, ghosts and things. And generally in Most Haunted, the actual TV show that's on in the UK, that nothing will happen, and all the people on it will pretend that they're scared, but there's actually nothing going on. So Grave Encounters, the idea is that there's a film crew that have vanished, and all that's been found is the footage they recorded on this last episode they were making, and it's them staying overnight in a kind of insane asylum that's been shut down. And obviously, the film is basically split into two halves. In the first half, they go into the asylum, they wander around it. The person showing them around is like, in this room, this creepy thing happened. And in this room, this creepy thing happened. And oh, look at this room. There's writing all over the walls. Pretty creepy. And then in the second half of the movie, they get locked into the asylum overnight. The lights go dark and they go back around all the rooms, and all the creepy things they were told happen in there start happening again. And they get all spooked out and scared. And it's pretty much meat and potatoes, by the numbers, found footage movie that's perfectly enjoyable if you need something you don't have to pay too much attention to, but it isn't on the level of something like Paranormal Activity or The Blair Witch Project, for example. But if you're looking for something to watch and you have access to it, Grave Encounters is perfectly fine. Then I watched a movie from 1974 called The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue, which is
I saw on our Instagram page.
Yeah. I put it on our Instagram page. It is a Spanish-Italian co-production set in the UK, in Manchester and the surrounding countryside, the Peak District. And I'm from Manchester, so I've wanted to see this movie for a while. But, oh my word, is it difficult to see? Good God. It's not on any streaming services. It's not currently available on Blu-ray or DVD. I had to order it off eBay. And it's not often on eBay. And when copies go up on eBay, they're like £50. So...
Wow.
Yeah, that expression on your face is correct. So I put a saved search on eBay where it will email you if something gets listed for Living Dead at Manchester Morgue, and eventually the right combination of me being in a bad mood and one going up for just low enough that I could justify it happened, and I got a copy of it for about 20 quid, and I was fine with that. So I watched it the other day, and it's a pretty, don't necessarily pay that much money for it unless you have reason to, but I had a really good time with it. Like, it's a really kind of schlocky 70s zombie B movie. There's some good gore scenes in it, but most of all, not impressively, but of most interest to me is it's filmed all around the Peak District. Like, there's a whole sequence where they first see a zombie that's filmed in this place called Dovedale that I've been to loads of times growing up, and it's got these stepping stones over a lake, and this girl's running over the stepping stones, and the zombies kind of falling in the river, and it was super nostalgic and cool. And the film opens with a character in Manchester, and then they drive out of Manchester, and you see all these shots of Manchester in the 70s, and that was pretty cool for me. And the really cool thing is when the movie ended, I had a look at what special features were on the Blu-ray, and there was one called On Set with Jorge Gao, who was the director. And they got the people that released this Blu-ray that's now out of print must have got the director, flown him over to England, and taken him to a bunch of the locations that he filmed in. But they did this in like the early 2000s, so everyone's walking around with flip phones in the background and stuff. It's that kind of era. And there's a guy interviewing a director, and they're stood in the middle of Manchester talking about, we filmed it in Manchester and this and that and the other. And the director's really funny because he talks about how, like, the film was scripted to be set in Manchester, so he came over to Manchester to see what locations he was going to use, and he arrived expecting to find like a Victorian era industrial city covered in smog and smoke and coal fumes and stuff, and he was like, and what I found was like a clean, modern, normal city, and I was so disappointed because it didn't fit my movie at all. And he was like, so I tried to convince the producers to let me go and make it in Glasgow, because that was much more what I was expecting Manchester to be, because apparently he has a much lower opinion of Glasgow, which I'm sure is also a perfectly nice modern city. But yeah, he was forced to make it in Manchester in the end, so just had to make do. But it was a cool, interesting thing. So yeah, The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue, if you can get hold of it and you think that you'd be interested in that, give it a go. It's pretty fun for kind of that era of horror film. And then last of all for me today, I downloaded an app and got a subscription to the app Calm. Have you heard of Calm?
Yeah, I've heard of Calm.
Yeah. Yeah. So been feeling fairly anxious recently and stuff, as I'm sure lots of people have been.
Yeah.
So I decided finally when it kind of when I was like I can't anymore. I got a subscription to Calm and I started going to sleep listening to sleep stories, which is a sort of a thing for us to talk about. So I thought I'd talk about the sleep stories on Calm very briefly because they're
Okay.
weird. Have you ever listened to a sleep story, Alex?
No.
It's fascinating. There's the section I've been going to in the app is train journeys, and the
Okay.
sleep story of a train journey tends to be somebody with a very softly spoken voice describing the story of you going on a train journey. But because it has to be a sleep story, I think there can't be any conflict or drama or tension in it. So it
Okay.
tends to be like just very specific descriptions of what the train station looks like and
Oh.
who's in the train station and what happens when you go to the ticket office. And pretty much before you've even set foot on the train, I've fallen asleep,
Amazing.
which is
I
it
might
is
need
amazing.
that.
It's good. I'd kind of like early days recommendation for Calm because it's been getting me to sleep pretty well for the past few nights. And we've had a couple of new listeners recently that people I know have started listening, and they've been talking to me about it, and they've all described it uniformly as being very calming to have my voice in their ears. So I think maybe I'm going to pivot into making sleep stories.
Oh, amazing. That's
Yeah. So look out for that in the future. I'm gonna try my hand at writing some low impact, low tension, low drama stories of just being on a train and enjoying it. But
that
that's cool.
sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is amazing. It's pretty good, pretty great. And
Yeah.
one of them though, there's one of the sleep stories they've got on there. There's like at the top is narrated by Matthew McConaughey, and every time I look at it, I'm like, I wouldn't be able to fall to sleep listening to his voice. I'd be too excited about it, hearing Matthew. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, if I hear his voice in my head, it's like there's a film. I need to listen to the film. I don't know if I can handle Matthew McConaughey in a sleep story. So, although I did
Oh,
listen to one that Eva Green did, and that was pretty lovely. Lovely Eva Green talking me to sleep, nice and calmly.
nice.
So there we go. That's
I like it.
that's my culture catch up for this week.
Amazing.
I've
Yeah,
got this. I
might
don't
need
know if I
some.
told you about this new cup I bought. It has a cork band around the top that stops me from burning
Like I
my
feel
hand.
you're
What? What's wrong?
this is the third time you told me, and I don't know. I feel already life is surreal, and then you've just done the same thing 3 times.
It has a. I can. It has a. It's a keep cup. They're pretty good keep cups. It's barista standard
I
size as well, so you can take it into Costa and they will fill it up for you, and you get a discount on your coffee.
okay.
That's keep cup. Continue.
Thank you, sir. I will continue. Uh, well, thank you for that. Sounds all very good. I like the idea of a calm app because, yeah, falling asleep is very hard at the moment, or
It
keeping
is hard,
asleep.
yeah.
That's my main problem.
Yeah.
Keep
And
like manage.
every time I put a sleep story on, I'm like, this isn't gonna work. I'm not falling asleep at all. And then suddenly I'm awake and it's the morning.
That's amazing. Like I need
Yeah,
that because, yeah, we're back in lockdown here, and it's all very tense.
I can imagine. Life is tense. The new
Life is
normal is
tense.
tense.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, let's move on. So, I finished watching The Queen's Gambit,
Oh
and I
yeah.
thought, and I didn't want it to finish. It's just, I was just so, I was like, oh, I actually loved that series. I think it's an amazing series, and I think Anya Taylor-Joy is a joy. She's amazing. She's
She is amazing.
mesmerizing. I love how it ended. I just well, I didn't love that it ended, but I love how it ended, and I
It
thought it
ended
was
very well, didn't it?
it
The
ended
final
very
kind of
well.
shot is
And I
gorgeous.
thought like the end is just so beautiful, and also like the last match that she has and what happens after whoever wins, because I don't want to spoil it. But it's definitely something like a series to watch, and it's amazing. And I'm kind of obsessed with Anya Taylor-Joy. Every time I see her, I'm like, ooh. And she's
Yeah.
so, she changes in everything. Like I've seen her blonde, I've seen her ginger, I've seen her with brown hair. Uh, she's got a very interesting accent in normal
Mm-hmm.
life, which is kind of British American. I don't know, but OMG, love her. So yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for that recommendation.
You're very welcome. I want to
Yeah.
ask you about it. Did you, as it went on, did you
Mm.
see what I meant about how you might change your opinion on her kind of social skills and stuff like that?
I s- yeah, but I still think that there's something that is not quite right.
But it's
Like not right, but
but
not
it's not an
quite.
issue for her. Like she's able to get through life and make friends, and
Ah,
she's
yeah,
very
yeah.
confident with people. Do you know what I mean? Like it's in
Mm,
terms of, like, I was talking about how the main vice for her, the main issue is her addiction. Like
mm.
she's able to succeed with friendships and with, partners and things like that quite well
Yeah.
throughout the series, especially as it gets not to. There's a shot in the final episode, or there's a little sequence in the final episode where she gets called by somebody, and then there's a reveal as to who else is in the room on this phone call. Do you know which bit I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I loved that. That's probably my favorite bit of the entire series, when you realize that they're all there supporting her. Do you know which bit I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't agree. I thought that was super cheesy and kind of weird, and I didn't like that.
Oh,
I
really?
like the fact that they supported her, but also they kind of abandoned her as well a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, it was okay. It was just a bit, yeah, not my favorite part, but I
Oh,
can
wow.
understand why you like
Fair
it.
enough. I think
Yeah.
that's the best bit.
Yeah. I like when, she meets again with the journalist that she fell in love with, and I thought that was really sweet because she actually like loves him, and I think she's like, I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
But I found him a
Yeah.
bit cheesy.
So yeah, we have different opinions. But yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I really enjoyed it. Very, very good. And then new season of Attack on Titan. The last season of Attack on Titan has started. I've waited until the end to start. So I just started the first two new episodes. The setting has changed, which kind of completely throws you in a different dimension, and it's very clever. So there, because you know what the aim was to get to, defeat the Titans outside of the 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 walls. But what's
Walls.
outside the
Yeah, yeah.
walls?
Titans.
So Titans, but what? Why? Why are there Titans? Who are these Titans? What's going on? So, Attack on Titan is this Japanese series that I love. It was my number one pick in the anime episode, and it's about these people that are confined in walls, and they keep getting attacked by Titans, and they have to fight the Titans. But in the last season, at the end of the one before this one and this last season, they kind of
Mm.
are outside the walls, and there's lots of surprises outside the walls, and it starts explaining what has been going on, why the walls are there, who are these titans, and who are the people inside of the walls. So it's
And is it
fascinating.
satisfying to find out?
It is and it is not. I don't know, because for for 4 seasons I've been in the wars, and the mission was to get out of the wars, and you kind of got used to and cozy in these wars, and now you're out of the wars and you see the outside world in the wars, and you go, "Oh, it's messed up." So yeah, I don't know. I've only watched 2 episodes because I wanted to kind of finish, like, the season as 16 episodes and 14 have come out. And so I wanted to wait until it was nearly finished to start again. And I've only watched 2 episodes, and it's interesting. Lots. of new characters, but I think it's kind of hard to get your head around it, and I'm hoping that the more the season goes on, the more I can get my head around this new idea of being outside of the walls. Yeah, but George, I keep saying to you, you need to start watching it again. All the seasons are on Netflix. It's a good anime. It's long though.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very long.
I will.
Because I don't know if I said on the podcast, but all through the Christmas holidays, I rewatched all the seasons. And so to kind of like remember, and it's pretty amazing. Like once you start watching it again, and you go, oh yeah, I forgot about that, and then you find out lots of new things and how people got infiltrated and Titans but yeah, Attack on Titan, last season forever because it's finished, out now on Netflix. Very exciting. And I also needed something to calm me down. I didn't realize about the Calm app, but I decided to watch a film called Unicorn Store.
Oh, this is Brie Larson's directorial
Yeah,
debut.
Brie Larson's directorial debut, and yeah, personally, that's exactly what I needed. I I watched it. I loved it. It was fluffy. It was pink. It was nice. I loved it. I personally loved it. And I didn't realize it had it had really bad reviews. Like, not great reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember
and
it
it's
came
just
out.
about this girl, have you watched it by any chance?
No.
Yeah, it's about this university student, college student, whatever you want to call it, uh, who gets kicked out of university for making something art that's not very good. And she goes back to the family home. Joan Cusack is the mother, which I always love seeing her in films. And
Joan Cusack.
Joan.
Yeah.
Joan Cusack. What did I say?
Yeah. I think you said Joan, but it sounded a bit like John, and then I was confused when you said.
No,
Joan. But it's fine. It's all good.
Joan Cusack is the mother, and Bradley Whitford, who is in Get Out, is the father. And
he's
they're
awesome.
like,
Love Bradley.
yeah, love it. And they're like camp counselors, and they're trying to like push their daughter to achieve their best. And she gets a temp job. But then she gets this letter, and she goes to a unicorn store, and she meets Samuel L. Jackson, who is the salesman, and he's trying to sell her a unicorn. And it was so random that I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really sweet, and I thought it was really kind of lovely, and I don't know. I feel like people watched this film with being way too serious about it. I feel like it's kind of like a metaphor of she buys a unicorn, yeah? She believes in herself, but she believes in this so much that it seems really silly, but in the end she achieves what she wants to achieve. And in a way, I feel it's kind of like a metaphor for life. Or maybe I've looked too much into it, but I thought it was so nice that it was kind of like, this girl wants to buy a unicorn. Okay, let's go with the film. It's like, if you go with the film, I feel you can enjoy it if you don't ask yourself too many questions. Brie Larson is amazing. Like, I don't think there is anything that I can watch with her that I won't enjoy, because she's a very beautiful and talented actor. And I don't know.
How's the unicorn in it?
The unicorn is beautiful. I didn't think I was going to see a unicorn. And it's just a beautiful scene when she sees the unicorn. Like, I definitely think it's a good film. And I feel like I was reading some reviews from critics, and critics just like are so bitter. Like, the only good thing about this film is like 90 minutes long. It's like, come on. It's not that bad. It's just a nice, lovely film that I slept so well that night as well. It was just nice. Everybody was quite nice in it. It seemed like, yeah, I liked it. So, I don't know. I definitely would recommend watching it without thinking too much, or without going, oh, it's not good enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the film I watched this week. And then Haim has released an expanded edition of Women in Music Part 3 with 4 new songs.
I didn't know this. This is news to me.
Yes. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm all emotional because usually you know everything and usually like, yeah. I know.
I've been too busy
so-
with Wolf Alice. By the way, that album is pretty good. That Wolf Alice
Okay.
album. Oof.
So I think they there's a new version of Gasoline with the Taylor Swift and 3
What was
a.m.
Taylor Swift on it?
Yeah.
How? What are you talking about? Do you live in some kind of alternate reality? Where's this come from?
I don't know. I was on my Spotify. Like, it's amazing how you don't believe me when you don't know something.
No, I don't not believe you. Of course I believe you.
Check it out on your
Why would I
computer.
not believe you? I'm checking it out right now.
Have you found it?
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. So, but weird. Random.
What? Random because I know something that you don't know, or random because I made a mistake?
If they no, you haven't made a mistake.
Ah,
It's
good.
there.
So, it was good because I haven't listened to Women in Music Part 3 for a while, and I listened to it again, and I don't know, I'm glad that they re-released it with 4 new songs, which is good. They add something more to the album. It's still an incredible album. I love Haim. I've been watching videos of them cooking with their mother on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's very good. Gasoline is a very good song. 3 a.m. as well. Yeah, I like it. So have a listen to those songs if you haven't. And then last thing for my culture catch up, Radwimps have released a new album for the 10-year anniversary of the Fukushima nuclear disaster. So in 11th of March 2011, Fukushima, there was a big earthquake with a tsunami in Japan, which hit the northeast side of Japan, and there was, the power plant in Fukushima, the nuclear power plant in Fukushima exploded, making like crazy, horrible stuff. So that happened 10 years ago, which is insane. I can't believe 10 years have passed. And Radwimps have released an album with two new songs, but most of them are old songs. So 8 old songs and 2 new songs. And the album has got an interesting name, which I will find in a second. It's called 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 equals 10 years. So they added the date to equals 10 years. 10 years, 10 songs. And it's a really, really good album. And all the proceedings of the album will go to the Red Cross in Japan. So it's also for charity. And it's a good cause, good people. Album is good. I love Radwimps, one of my favorite bands of all times, and I've listened to the album a few times, and I thought it was really, really good. And that's all I can say about it because there's not much about. I had to go to Japanese news to find out about what the album was for. Because
really?
there's not really any information. I couldn't find any information on English news, but maybe I was being dense. I don't know. Now you're gonna go. I found it.
You're very cruel about me today.
No, it's just like I told you something about Haim, and you're like, no, Alex, not today, Josephine.
was surprised I hadn't heard about it. But they've actually taken the original off Spotify, as far as I can see. So now that's the only version on Spotify.
What? Haim
The
or?
expanded, the expanded edition of Haim's album.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it moves the bonus track "Summer Girl" to the very end, which I'm not sure about. I like that song a lot.
Well, you have to listen to the entire album.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
No, that's cool. That's really good. Is that all your culture catch up?
That is all. One more thing. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago I talked about the film The Long Goodbye? And I said
Yes.
that it had the worst ending ever because the boy was speaking English with a really like strong Japanese accent, even after having lived in America for more than 10 years.
Yes.
And you said that it was probably because, well, if it like a Japanese audience would notice the strong accent, but reviews from Japanese people say the same. They said they could have chosen a better actor to speak English because, you know, if you live in America, you're not going to have such a strong Japanese accent, especially if you're a kid, because, you know, kids absorb all the language. So it wasn't just me, and it was also Japanese people in Japan that said, so, you know, it is the worst ending ever.
I still think that sounds quite hyperbolic, but fine.
Oh my goodness, watch the film. Watch the film.
Okay. The worst ending ever, though. That's intense. That's a lot.
Sit down at the back and be quiet and get out your book because it's time to discuss your homework.
So, last week we talked about food in or on screen, should I say?
Yes.
And your homework was to watch Birds of Prey or The Fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. My homework was to watch the Netflix TV show Midnight Diner.
Yes.
Midnight Diner, which is a Japanese show about a man with a scar on his face who runs a midnight diner, a small eatery in Tokyo. Is it called the Golden Palace District or the Golden District? It's just called the Golden District. That area, I think. Anyway, in this area, of Tokyo, where he will make food for people. He'll make people whatever they ask for, provided he has the ingredients in stock. And it seems to be something that started as like a Japanese show. I mean, it's totally a Japanese show, but it started like as a Japanese production, and then internationally Netflix started co-producing it at some point, which makes sense as to why it pops up on my Netflix quite a bit. So I watched 4 episodes of Midnight Diner. I watched 3 episodes of the original series, and I watched the ham cutlet episode that you talked about on the podcast last week. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. So I watched, what were the first 3 episodes? I watched one about cod roe, which for anyone listening, cod roe is salmon. Oh no, sorry, cod eggs.
Yeah.
I
most horrible
sometimes
thing
have to
ever.
eat it in Japan, and I didn't like it. And then in this episode of Midnight Diner, this woman walks in and just orders some cod roe, and then all she gets on a plate is like the actual like egg sack from the cod. It looks like,
Yeah.
and she just picks it up and bites a big chunk out of it. And I was like, I don't like cod roe at all.
No.
But the story was nice in that episode. It was all to do with her. She liked having her cod roe medium rare because that was how her boyfriend had it, and she always kind of has stuff the way her boyfriend does. And then she comes in one day and asks for it raw, and he can tell that it's because she's split up with her boyfriend. So it's interesting. I like the way that it kind of the food people. It's all about the food people are eating reflects kind of the story of their life or what they're going through or something nostalgic from their past, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
I watched another episode about the Ochazuke sisters, who are these 3
I
women that all order rice with tea poured on it, which I'd never heard of. But have you heard of that?
yeah. I have it when I'm a hangover.
Really
Yeah, I love it.
interesting.
Yeah.
So is it just
Like
actual tea poured on
no,
rice?
it's not tea. It's depend. There are different flavors. So there's wasabi flavor. There's ume flavor, which is plum. There's always like seaweed in it, and
Mm,
but my favorite is plum. And
mm,
when I'm hangover, it's like the best thing in the world. Every time I go to
yeah,
Japan, I bring back some of that ochazuke. Sorry.
nice.
Ah.
So that was cool. But then I watched an episode that opened with a lady eating natto. Do you know natto, Alex? I know that you do.
Yes, I do know natto. It is not my favorite thing, but I know in Japan they enjoy it.
They do. It is fermented soybeans, and
Yes.
generally you get it in a little pot, and it's it looks like, I don't know. It's like very small baked beans, coated in the stickiest, slimiest substance I've ever encountered in my life. I
Yeah.
can't think of how to describe the stickiness and sliminess of natto. It doesn't compare to anything else I've ever come
Yeah.
across, and it also has quite a pungent odor.
Oh, the odor is the one that kills you. Like I think
Yeah,
if it didn't have such a bad smell, you probably would be able
yeah,
to eat it more.
that's
Just the
possibly true.
smell.
I mean, I find it completely revolting, but I find Marmite completely revolting. So it's not limited to a Japanese delicacy, if you see what I mean, in terms of things I find
You're
disgusting. But
wrong. Marmite is incredible.
no, I can't stand Marmite. Or I brought some. This is outside the remit of our podcast, but I brought some chili Marmite that they've put out in the UK recently, limited edition Marmite with chili in it, because I love spicy food. So I was like, I'll try some of that.
Why
I
would you know?
I spread it on a crumpet, which is a delicious little baked good we have in the UK. Everyone loves a crumpet.
Yeah.
I spread it on a crumpet, and I gagged. I nearly threw up when I ate this crumpet with this chili Marmite on it. It was so awful. Anyway, natto is like my Marmite in Japan is natto. It's the thing I can't stand, as well as cod roe actually, but never mind. And this episode of Midnight Diner has there's a lady who has bonded with her boyfriend over their shared love of natto. So they sit at the diner and they both eat their little pot of natto, and then they start like making out, and the camera zooms right into their mouths, and it's just you just got this shot of them kissing really passionately with all this slime like kind of caught between their it was almost too much. It was it was so intense. And then I asked you about it, and you didn't remember watching that one, did you?
Not at all.
No. Maybe
No.
you blanked it out.
Maybe because I really do not. I'm not a fan of natto.
No. But
Natto. So yeah.
but then I watched I watched one about another thing I'd not heard of before, cat rice. Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah, cat rice, which is like small portions of rice that you would like the size you would give to a cat. It's really interesting to find like what I like about Midnight Diner so far is that the food each episode focuses on isn't kind of high fine dining like
No.
sushi or something like that. It's
Yeah.
like very much like the cheap sort of budget food that people eat in
Yeah.
Japan, which is a really interesting thing to see, especially to have it readily available on Netflix to like anyone, you know, in any country just about that has Netflix can kind of watch it and learn a bit about Japanese cuisine of a
Yeah.
type that they might not normally see. So then I decided, and that those 3 episodes are like the first ever 3 episodes of Midnight Diner, at least as far as I can tell of what's on Netflix. And it's very low budget, but it doesn't need to be high budget. It's a show about a man that runs a small restaurant, but it's very low budget. Whereas then I decided to skip ahead and check out the episode that you talked about, because I wanted to be able to talk about that one as well, the ham cutlet episode. And again, a ham cutlet is a delicious thing. You described it last week, but it's basically a cheap piece of ham that's breaded and then deep fried in panko breadcrumbs It's a delicious thing. You can definitely get it on sandwiches in Japan. I'm sure I've had a sandwich with it inside.
Mm.
And that episode has a much. I mean, it appeared in Ultra HD on my TV straight away. It was really looked like a much kind of more professional production, if you see what I mean. So it's
Yeah.
interesting to see. They must have gotten some more money once they started working with Netflix. And I felt like they'd tightened up. Because the first 3 episodes I watched, I thought they were nice, and I liked the food stuff, but I thought that the actual like stories were a little bit.
Mm.
I don't know. I just wasn't that grabbed by them. But then the one I watched about the ham cutlet, the man whose brother is refusing to leave this apartment, and they kind of they bond over this board game they used to play when they were children and stuff, and end up in the diner together. I found that much more compelling. It felt like they'd kind of struck the balance much more. Or they'd found the balance as they went along. It seemed, because in this more recent episode, the food was interesting to see them talking about that, and then the story that the characters kind of played out between them was pretty good as well. So I liked that. I like how each episode ends with a little like tip on how to cook the food in that episode.
Yeah.
But not like a full-on here's how to make it, just like a sort of be careful not to let the flour clump. Bye, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I like that. So yeah, I it's very low impact. It's very much more your kind of thing than my kind of thing. I think in terms of like slice of life, Japan and stuff like that. So I can see why you like it. I'm gonna watch more of it, but I'm not gonna kind of marathon it or anything like that, if you see what I mean. But I'm glad I've seen it and checked it out, and it's a nice kind of nostalgia hit. Particularly,
Yeah.
again in the episode I watched with the ham cutlet, there's 2 men having a conversation and they're filling each other's beers, which is what you do in Japan.
Yeah.
You don't fill your own beer, you fill the other person you're talking to. And then he starts talking to somebody he doesn't know, and he goes over and gives her his business card, which again is like a very Japanese polite thing to do. So yeah, it's really nice and nostalgic, and I definitely recommend for people who want to see a side of Japan that's not just like here's all the wacky stuff in Tokyo. I'd recommend checking out Midnight Diner. It's a nice sort of ground level view of life in Japan.
Yeah. Yeah. And how a bar just becomes like a place of company for one night, even if you don't go back, I've been in bars like that, talking to people and then just left, it's just kind of a nice thing. It's just nice. It just reminds
Agreed.
me of Japan. It reminds me of the bar we used to go in, and all the other bars that we went to. And yeah, it's just it's a more of a real side of Japan than other people would imagine. It's just really bizarre because here in Italy they go, "How did you live 3 years in Japan?" I couldn't. I don't like sushi. Like, it's the only thing the Japanese people eat is sushi. Like, it's crazy, isn't it? That the
Yeah.
concept of like people outside, it's like, "Oh, I don't like sushi." It's like, well, yeah, but they. It's like coming to it. It's like, I can't possibly eat in Italy. I don't like pasta. Like, we eat other things, and in Japan they eat other things. They can't just have sushi all the time. And so yeah, that's funny. Kind of. Yeah, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed my calm watching. It's not 24. It's not.
Yeah, there weren't enough viruses that were going to destroy half the population of America, but
Yeah.
it was still fine.
Good.
Good,
Cool.
good.
Well, my homework was to watch Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Yes, please.
And because you love the breakfast sandwich that Harley Quinn has made after having a heavy night out.
Yeah.
So this is the story of Harley Quinn that she has just split up from the Joker, and she makes a bit of chaos. There's chaos everywhere, and then she joins a police officer, a singer, and somebody that wants revenge, which
An
I think they're
assassin.
gonna be
An assassin.
an assassin. And I think they're gonna be there's gonna be a new film. I think this is a setup for a new film, isn't it?
Well, yeah, well, they're the birds of prey, so hopefully if they get to make another one, that will be, the
Yeah,
the
so the
follow-up.
birds of prey. So yeah, and they have to fight this evil crime lord, which is Ewan McGregor, as a Roman Sionis.
Yeah. Or Black
Yeah,
Mask.
yeah. Like, he's an interesting villain because you don't really dislike him, but then you really dislike him. Like, he does some awful things.
Yeah, he
Like when
likes
he
to peel
takes,
people's faces off.
he likes peeling people's faces off, which
Yeah.
is gross.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is the story, and I really enjoyed the beginning of the film. I thought it was interesting, like the cartoon bit. I thought that was really cool.
The very start with that little
The
kind of
very
intro.
start when they're trying to kind of
Yeah.
like explain.
I think that's for people that skipped Suicide Squad, which is a wise thing to do.
Yeah. So skipped Suicide Squad. That pretty much summarized what Harlequin was all about, and the scene with the sandwich is amazing. It's a beautiful breakfast sandwich. Unfortunately, she doesn't get to eat it. She's very sad about it at the end. But yeah, Margot Robbie's amazing in it. I think without Margot Robbie and without Ewan McGregor, I don't think the film. I don't know. I felt like it was good. It's a very up and down film, isn't it? It's got really good moments, but really like silly moments. I feel
Yeah,
like it
but it's
maybe
a
need to.
Harley Quinn movie. Ultimately, it's going to have
Yeah,
silly
but not
stuff
in
in it.
that sense. Like I feel like the Harlequin is just Harlequin, and she does what she does, and Emma, she's not Emma. Margot Robbie is amazing in it, and she's
Yeah.
really good. But I felt like some bits were just really flat. And I don't know. I think because you said you watched it once and you thought it was okay. I think I need to watch it
Yeah.
again because maybe I felt like there was so much but so little. There was some great acting from Margot Robbie, but then the rest was just a little bit meh.
Oh, really?
It
I like
was
the cast. I think they're all pretty good in it.
yeah, yeah. So I think
Rosie Perez, I like quite a lot as the police officer.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel I watched it. I thought it was entertaining. However, I didn't feel like it was I felt some bits were just really like what why is this happening? Why um I don't know. I just feel weird because with DC Comics, it all seems more like a caricature of everything instead of like
Mm.
making a story about these three new superheroes. Um, it's just a caricature. I feel that's my feeling that watching the film once they feel like like caricatures more than characters.
Yeah.
Like they're not genuine. They don't feel like they are being genuine characters. It just seems like this is what you have to say because you are a caricature of somebody. I don't know. I just that's how I felt with the three what they're called birds of prey with the
Birds of
birds of
Prey.
prey
I
lot.
think
All
I think you've
three.
hit on the fact that for me, like the biggest issue of the movie is it should be called Harley Quinn, and the movie should and does focus pretty much entirely on Harley Quinn. And
Yeah.
then at the end of the film, they set up the Birds of Prey, and then the next movie should be called Birds of Prey, and kind of give more depth to those three characters who are
Yeah.
sort of presented as archetypes in this film. Like you've got the archetypal person out for revenge, and that's kind of all you get from Huntress.
Yeah.
But you've got Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who I think is a great actress playing that character. So she's able to bring enough to the table to make her scenes work. But that character definitely needs more time and more love. Hopefully, in a sequel. Rosie Perez as the police officer, whose name I'm not remembering, but again, she's like a real archetypal
Mm.
police, hard-boiled police detective who speaks in kind of one-liners. And then you've got uh, the singer, who again is like a kind of a what's the word? A sort of a scorned woman, or like yeah. I think you're right
Yeah.
when you say they're caricatures. They are archetypes, and they should
Yeah, and that's the
hopefully
thing.
in a sequel get more time. And that was my issue with it the first time I watched it, but the second time I watched it, knowing that was how those characters were, I enjoyed it much more. And as a focus on Harley Quinn, who does have a lot more depth and is a great character, and her like relationship with the young thief is like the heart of the film for me.
But the problem is that I have no interest in watching Birds of Prey. Like it didn't leave me as it is a setup to then watch one day when it will come out, watch Birds of Prey, but I have no interest whatsoever in watching it, which is weird, isn't it? Because they're supposed to entice you, and I'll probably watch it because you'll tell me to watch at some point as a homework, like you did with this. But I feel there's a massive, I don't know, there's something that's missing. There's like, I think you could just carry on with, like, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, and that's it. The rest all seems like a big, I don't know, like I said, like a caricature, like a over the top too muchness for me. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, I think to me, I think everything you're saying, I agree with, but I think it's intentional on the part of the filmmakers, and I enjoy that. Sort of, I enjoy a superhero movie being silly and over the top and cartoony again after years, especially if DC comics have been overly kind of serious and like the Zack Snyder's Justice League is about to come out this week, and that's just going to be 4 hours of grey, moody grunge, and I kind of really like how like Birds of Prey is such a colourful film.
Yeah, that I really enjoyed. I thought it was really, really good. But I think they could have done a little bit more with, like, you can make a colorful, funny, lovely film without being that. I don't know. I can't exactly pinpoint what I didn't enjoy apart from just it was just meh. I don't know. I might have to watch it again, like you said. Like maybe I was expecting something, and then if I watch it again with like different expectations, maybe I will enjoy it more. But yeah. But what you set the film. You chose that film for that food, and that food was perfect. And Margot Robbie is really good in it. Ewan McGregor is good in it, and yeah, it's an entertaining film. And I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Good.
I wouldn't have watched it if you didn't tell me to watch it. So thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, the first time I watched it, I wasn't keen on it, and then it's from rewatching it a couple of times that makes me really like it and appreciate it more. So we'll see.
Great. Good
Great, good
times.
stuff.
Fun
Good times.
all around.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Our top 5.
We're gonna discuss music videos. I used to love music videos. I grew up on MTV.
Yeah.
When MTV used to be cool.
I agree. I like a good music video as well. I think we're going to have quite different lists, which is good. What it should be.
Yeah, I've gone more of like an older kind of side, more kind of classic music videos of things that I've enjoyed.
I've gone for newer stuff of things that I've been obsessed with recently, so this will be good. Except for my first pick, which is kind of my solitary classic. Like, this is probably my favorite music video of like classic all-time great music videos, if you see what I mean.
Okay.
And it is the music video to Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel.
Sledgehammer.
Yeah. Have you seen this before?
Gabriel. I think so.
I reckon you'll recognise it.
Yes,
but
yes.
Let's have a watch of it and then we can discuss it. It is a stop-motion animated music video, yeah. I think he had to lie under a glass sheet for about 15 hours or something.
Wow. And that's the thing, like people used to put so much effort in their music video. They still do, like, but you know, bumping, bumping. He hasn't arrived to Sledgehammer yet. Sledgehammer. I hear. Sledgehammer. Bum, bum. So I stop. Sorry.
That's
Cool. Peter Gabriel, Sledgehammer. Why do you like this? Why do you like it?
Why do I like it? I like it because I love stop motion animation. First of all, I think that stop
Yeah.
motion animation is not a lost art, but like an underappreciated art. Like I feel like, the movies the children's movies in particular that make loads of money and kind of take over the world they were traditionally hand-drawn animation, such as Snow White through to like Aladdin and Lion King. And then CGI has taken over and is now kind of the predominant form of animation. From Toy Story onwards up to Frozen and Ralph Breaks the Internet. And in the background the entire time has been people who are really passionate about a different form of animation, stop motion animation. You've got studios like Aardman, Leica, who made Paranorman and Coraline and things. The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Corpse Ride. Like, these movies have never been the blockbuster animations that their peers have made, but I love that style of animation, and I think understanding how it's done in terms of having models, taking a photograph of it, moving it a tiny amount, taking another photograph, like the level of effort that has to go into making a stop motion animation is so enormous. I really think that when I watch a stop motion animation, I can really feel and appreciate the level of effort and work that has had to go into making it, and I love it. And I think that like Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel is an all-time iconic classic music video of, like you're saying, the type that would never be made again, because nowadays they would just do that on a computer. They would fake it. They wouldn't bother having Peter Gabriel sit under a sheet of glass or lie under a sheet of glass for 15 hours while they put train tracks around his head and all of these things. They would just do it in a computer. And I think that a lot is lost by not putting the time in and doing things that way anymore.
Yeah.
So, I adore Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel. What do you think?
Yeah, and that's why I love music video and I love the artistry behind it. And I think a music video has to be artistically have artistry behind it. And I think maybe that's why I chose mainly older ones, because I don't know, maybe because I've seen them more. I feel like there was a lot of effort put in music videos. Like from, I don't know. Yeah. And it's important to put effort in music videos because they're amazing.
Agreed.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah. So what's your number 5?
My number 5 is a music video from the Foo Fighters, by Foo Fighters. And the music video is Learn to Fly.
Classic.
I love the music video.
I haven't. Are we going to watch it? Can I watch it?
Yeah, I'm going to watch it too. I watched it
Good.
today
I've got
already.
it up now.
Oh.
Because I haven't seen this video in ages. There's Jack Black.
Yeah.
There's Kyle Gass. He loves to wear costumes, doesn't he, Dave Grohl?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got taken in by that one.
It's a great music video, I think. It's just funny.
Yeah.
So Dave Grohl, Nate Mendel, and Taylor Hawkins all like do different characters in the video, and they're just funny. They just kind of like put everything in the video. It's a funny video. I don't know. I just loved that when it came out. It was kind of on MTV on repeat, and I never got tired of it because it's like there's so many different characters and so much happening, and it's entertaining. It's a good song. With the video, it's even better. I don't know. I just love it. I just really enjoy this music video.
It is an amazing song, and it's a pretty iconic music video, isn't it? And Dave Grohl's never done any acting, and he's pretty like each character he has in that video, you can immediately tell what he's doing if you see what I mean. I think he should have.
Yeah.
I think he should have tried some acting over the years.
Yeah, and Taylor Hawkins as a woman is pretty sexy. So yeah.
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 Well done,
Yeah.
Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah.
And also, that era of Dave Grohl with the short hair is the best Dave Grohl era, I think. I think he suits short hair, that man.
I was crushing hard on Dave Grohl in that era.
Yeah, for sure. Good on
Yeah.
you, Dave. Keep going. Right, I like it. That's a great first pick. Learn to Fly by Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 is a music video that I am obsessed with in a weird way. I'm going to insist that you watch it all the way through because it doesn't stop
Okay.
being interesting.
Okay.
It's directed by Peter Serafinovich, and
Yeah.
it is the music video for the Hot Chip song "I Feel Better." You might have seen this video before, but it's not one of the more iconic ones. But there's something about it that fascinates me. Have you found the video?
Yeah. Who are Hot Chip, by the way?
Hot Chip are like a kind of electronic indie pop
Okay.
act.
Okay.
They did that song. Do you remember that song that goes over and over and over and over, like a monkey with a miniature cymbal? That something.
Oh, yeah.
something.
Yeah.
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 All right. Are you playing it?
I'm so confused right now.
Are you seeing a boy band?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Keep watching.
Okay. I was like, I don't think this is the video that. This is so bizarre. Why? Why you always make me watch bizarre things?
Keep watching.
What? He just lasered something with his map. What? He keeps lasering people off.
Keep going.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
Yeah. Random.
Random.
It's very weird, I guess.
Yes, please.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, interesting. I can see 2019, but it looks much older than that.
No, it's from like 2009. I think they re-uploaded it in like 4K
Ah,
or
okay,
something in
okay.
2019. It's from
Okay,
like
'cause I
the
was like,
early.
That is not from
2010s
2
or
years
something.
ago. Yeah, what do you like about this video?
I love how it starts off because Hot Chip are an electronic act. They're
Yeah.
not a boy band, and it starts off as like, oh, they're just doing a video where they parody boy bands, and it feels like that's the video. But then
Yeah.
a minute or so in, this bald guy, and it's not just that he arrives. Like the actor looks very strange, and the way they've got him dressed in this shining, almost hospital gown is odd. But then they also have him floating in and through the audience, and everyone is amazed by him as if they're seeing something that they can't comprehend, as if they've seen something like almost having a religious experience by seeing this guy appear. And then you think, well, that's the video then that everyone's having this kind of religious. And then he starts lasering the band, and you're like, oh, this is bizarre. And then all of a sudden, the band all appear around him, and he's dancing with the band, and his dancing is kind of quite, again, hypnotic, and you can't look away from it. And you think that that's everything strange that's going to happen, and then a giant floating head appears, and again just murders the entire audience in the video. And it's just, I just find it like, every time I watch this video, I can't look away from it. I find it so compellingly strange, and it's like an accidental masterpiece of a video, in my opinion. I love it.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
Do you like it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You've said it now. You can't take it back. Okay.
No.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 is a weird choice. I don't know why I like this video. I just like it. Maybe it's because of the content in the video. Maybe because it's a different video from others I've seen before. Maybe I really like this song. I'm not sure, but I've watched this video so many times that I put it as my number 4 because I have to. and it's well, check it out. It's Charlie XCX. That's not how you say it. How do you say it?
Charlie XCX.
XCX, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie XCX Boys. I think it's probably because the roles are reversed and it's such a interestingly weird video. And it's like, I don't know. And I love this song. Your face.
Is that? There's a lot of famous people in this, aren't there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that Frank Carter? Is Frank Carter in this music video?
Who?
Frank Carter. He's like he's the guy with all the candles on his fingers. I'm sure that's Frank Carter.
There's also Taka from 1OK Rock.
Oh yeah.
There's Stormzy. There is something about the simplicity of this video and the content of this video that it just makes me, I don't know, I just love it. And at the end, it says all the people that are in it. But yeah.
Yeah, it is Frank Carter.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just, because maybe like roles are reversed. They're eating like ice cream and they're like licking stuff, and I don't know. I just really enjoy watching that video over and over again.
I've never seen that before ever. That started off as I just thought it was like they'd got a bunch of male models in to behave in the way that women behave in music videos as like a gender reversal. And then I was like, I recognise that person. I recognise that person. And eventually I was like, that's definitely Frank Carter. But Frank Carter's like a hardcore punk guy. I wouldn't have expected him to turn up in a Charlie XX video. The people she's got in that video are crazy. That's such a bizarre mix of people.
And that's the thing. I watched it again just to like see how many people I know in that video and what they're doing, the different things. Like, I just found myself watching it so much, and I just love it. And I think the song is great as well. So I love that.
Denzel Curry was in there. Ollie Sykes from Bring Me to that was interesting. Yeah, and I guess it was so it was kind of like filming boys, but with the male gaze that is normally applied to women in music videos.
Yeah, but they're all famous men.
Yeah, so, all famous men. But
Will
when
I
you
Am
see
is
them
in
like
it as well.
Who's in it?
Will I Am.
Yeah. Will I Am was the one where I was like, well, that's definitely Will I Am.
I know him. I definitely
know what Will I Am looks like. That is Will I Am. Yeah, and then when you see them like cuddling puppies and doing things, it shows how farcical it is that you have all these videos where women are doing those things and people just accept it. It almost like a rebuttal to that hatefully awful Blurred Lines music video, which is not in my list.
No, let's not talk about it.
No, let's not even bring it up, that video.
Did you enjoy it a little bit?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that a lot. I thought that was great. I don't... With Charlie XCX, people love her music, and whenever I've tried listening to it, I've not quite got it, and maybe the day will come when I get it and like it. But I can tell, like, she's a great singer for certain, and I appreciate her talent. The music isn't necessarily for me yet, from what I've heard, but that music video is very good, very cool.
I love Charlie XCX through her videos.
Yeah.
I don't really listen to her albums very much because I've tried, but I love watching her videos. Any videos that she's in or what she's done, it's just like, for example, I love a music video with Iggy Azalea, Fancy. Like I think so I love her videos. Yeah. But yeah, number 4.
Number 4, nice.
Boys.
Okay, so my number 3 is when we first said we were going to do a top 5 music videos episode, the first band I knew had to be in my list was this band, because their approach to music videos is kind of my approach to life, where it's like, we might not be able to be the best, but we'll certainly put in the most amount of time to try and look good.
Okay.
Because the level of effort and time they put into producing their music videos is ridiculous. And I've definitely shown you their music videos before, so you'll know them. But I chose this one because of my kind of young boy-esque obsession with Rube Goldberg machines. Do you know Rube Goldberg machines?
No.
It's like it's the name for those things that achieve nothing, but it's just a bunch of things falling in. Like one thing will fall into something else, which will make a ball roll down a hill, which will make a domino fall over, to turn on a fan, to blow a piece of paper that will knock out. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of chain reaction
Yeah.
thing. I love all that kind of stuff. I think I always enjoy watching those kinds of videos. So this is a big Rube Goldberg machine as music video by the band OK Go. And why are you looking at me like that?
Okay. Well, I've got this band, but not that video.
Okay,
it's
well
good.
that's fine. So
Yeah.
I've chosen their video for This Too Shall Pass. So do you want to look that up and check that out?
I love that video. I love it.
Yeah, let's watch a bit of it.
They were the first band I put in.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And they're not the best. They're not the best band in the world. They're a really good band, but the level of effort they put into their music videos has to be appreciated, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm going to press play on it now and watch it for a bit.
I actually quite like them as a band.
No, they're good, but I'm not trying to disparage them.
But their videos are incredible.
Yeah, their videos are like the thing about them. They're so good.
Yeah. I just love the fact that they've tried it so many times that their overalls are already dirty.
Yep. And at the very end of the video, when it finishes, you can see the relief.
Yeah.
And you can see the whole crew of the video start cheering because everyone's like, we've finally done it.
Yeah. I just love the effort they put in their videos. They're just...
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it?
And they're unique in what they do.
But it's hypnotic. I could watch stuff like this forever. And it's all one shot. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
A one-shot music video is a beautiful thing.
Definitely. And that's the thing. It's just like they've done it. They've put the effort in. They've done something extremely artistic, clever, hard to do. They've tried it many times. And they're happy that they've managed it.
They're delighted. And they're covered in paint.
Yeah. Yeah, I love OK Go. I love their music videos. They are definitely the first ones that I put in.
I'm going to predict that you've put in the one that they filmed with a drone in Japan.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't put that one. No.
That one's great. I can't remember what it's
That
called.
is
but
amazing.
That one's great.
That is amazing. Yeah, but not that one. Cool.
So,
I like it. I like a choice.
Yeah, I explained before we watched it really why I love it, but I just love that, the one-shot nature of it. You can tell how much effort they've put into it.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's just great to watch. It's so compelling and hypnotic. So, what's your number 3?
My number 3, it's a Blur. It's a Blur video from a Blur song, a 1999 Blur song called Coffee and TV.
Okay.
Have you seen that video?
Not in a long time.
Oh, it's just I love that video.
Do you know who directed this video?
Hammer and Tongs.
Yes.
Which are
Garth Jennings, Adam Buxton's mate.
And Nick Goldsmith. Yes. And I just love it. I think it's a great concept. It's funny. It's a great song. And yeah. Are you watching it?
I am.
I think Blur are amazing always with their music videos. I think Blur make incredible music videos. I love them, but I think this is
the iconic one with the milk dancing around them. I didn't remember it being 6 minutes long. He's found a girlfriend now, where I am up to. Oh, somebody's stepped on her. That's horrible.
Yeah, and all the milk comes out, and he's really sad.
All right, I'm going to pause it there. 3 minutes in. It's pretty great. It's a classic. What made you pick it?
I just love the simplicity, the simple concept of it's basically filming the streets of London with a milk carton, but being extremely effective of what it is. And that's the thing, like creating a concept for a music video. There's just like a milk carton trying to find somebody. It's an amazing concept. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is again a video I love due to the practical nature of it. I'm pretty sure everything in this video is done in camera, which I really love because it's so impressive and cool. And it's for a type of music that I don't really listen to much. It's one of those things where I just love the music video, and I saw it for the first time at yours during New Year's Eve. So I think you've seen it. Our friend Sean showed it to us. It is the music video for the song "No Reason" by the artist Bonobo.
Oh, let's check it out. So Bonobo.
Bonobo, "No Reason." Have you seen it?
Well, if you watched at my house, I probably was there.
I think you'll
Ah,
recognize
yeah.
it.
That's a good music video.
Yeah, we're gonna watch some of it.
Yes. I forgot about it.
Yeah, I've shown this to a few people since. I'm gonna press play on it for me now.
Me too.
So it's basically a camera view of a typical looking Japanese apartment with clutter all over the place and a man in it. And the camera's just fixed in place as the man goes about his morning routine. But then the door at the back of the room opens and the camera starts to move forwards. And what you essentially have is the same room exactly created again and again and again with this corridor through it that the camera is moving along. And in every single room is a man dressed the same. But it gets progressively everything gets slightly smaller each time, but obviously the man remains the same size until eventually all that can really fit in the room by the very end is his hand. And it appears to all be done in camera. It's incredibly impressive and cool. I haven't looked into it too much about whether it genuinely is being done in camera, but it looks to me like it is. And yeah, I think it's amazing. I've made tiny little books that each room has books in that get smaller and smaller in relation to the size of the man. A tiny little TV. And the camera's just moving through. Like now it's going kind of underneath through their legs and stuff because they're barely fitting in the room. And now the room's just full of apples that look gigantic. And then the camera just sort of zooms back through all these rooms and you see everything get progressively bigger again. I just think it's great. And it's definitely an example of a time when the music isn't necessarily for me, but the visuals go with it so well that it just produces something really hypnotic and cool. So there we go, Alex.
I like it very much.
Good. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's a great video. People should check it out.
Cool.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is a video that I really enjoyed. Is colorful and a little bit crazy. It's like nearly 10 minutes long. I really, really like it. Sorry, I wasn't talking in there. It's music video. It's collaboration between two artists. I love Lady Gaga. I think is an incredible. Her videos are all amazing. I think she puts in an amazing effort in her videos. But this one is Lady Gaga and Beyonce, and the video is called Telephone. Sorry, it's a very long video.
No, it's cool. It's a good one. That's a weird one where the music video is it's like her most iconic music video, I would say, but it's far from being her most iconic song.
Yeah. Like the
It's an
video is
interesting one.
amazing. The song is okay, but
It's a good song.
I
I like the song, but it's not like she's had better songs, hasn't she?
yeah, but the music video is amazing. Like
Yeah.
I could watch it over and over again. It's so good. I love Beyonce in it. It's a completely different look. I love what they do with it. I love what the inspiration. I just think it's a great.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. It's a good one. I like it. I have a big soft spot for Lady Gaga, so any opportunity to talk about her for a bit, that's cool.
What's your number 1?
My number 1 is a masterpiece and the reason I picked it is that it's sort of a masterpiece of editing and yeah, it's mainly editing. Like it's kind of it's a music video directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, the kind of auteur filmmaker behind films like There Will Be Blood and Boogie Nights. And it is an incredible song that they've come up with a music video that fits perfectly in my opinion with the music. Like the music is very well, you'll see when you see it, but the music is very particular, and the video they've made to go with it fits it perfectly, and must have been incredibly challenging to. It seems very simple, but it must have been very challenging to edit and put together and cut together because it's great. It is a Fiona Apple song called "Hot Knife."
Hot Tonight.
Hot Knife. So the music video is called Fiona Apple Hot Knife official music video, and it looks like Pitchfork for some reason have uploaded it.
Okay, yeah.
Have you got it? Yeah, so I'm going to press play on it then.
She's mesmerizing, actually.
It
Like,
is.
wow. It looks like it's part of a film. Like it should be in a film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
it's shot incredibly well, and it's so
yeah.
simple.
Yeah, but it feels like it's gonna be like it's just a scene in a film, and then soon the film is gonna carry on. Wow.
Have you seen this before?
No, never. Well, I'm mesmerized. Sorry, I'm just like, wow. Like the lighting she used, the camera she used, her face. Wow, this is a great number one. Like, what? That's amazing. Wow, that is art. That is. I was not expecting that. Like a song that goes, "If I'm butter, he's a hot knife," but then makes like the most incredible video. Wow, great choice, man.
And the song is constructed from, like you say, it's such a simple set of things that the song is constructed from, but she's layered them all together to create this incredible song. And then Paul Thomas Anderson has come in to make the music video, and again, he's filming it so simply, and it reflects the simplicity of the music, but then he's layering all these images together to create something that's incredibly complex from something incredibly simple. Like all it is they've got a stage, they've got two actresses, or Fiona Apple, and I think it's her sister. They've got a drum and some lighting, and they've constructed just from those elements. They've constructed like a masterpiece of art. It's art. I think it's incredible.
Yeah.
I love that. My brother showed me that for the first time, and I just think it's a masterpiece. I love that music video.
This is gonna be Culture Bucket first. That's my number one too. There's no point. There's no more point in talking about anything else. That is my number one too. That's it. No, that's it.
Is it usurped your other number one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing.
That was mesmerizing. That's prop. I'm gonna watch it again. That was beautiful. This is amazingly shot, amazingly lit, amazingly performed. It's just a piece of art.
Yeah. I mean, I think Fiona Apple is a genius. I love her music, and that music video is incredible. She hasn't made any music videos for her newest album, which is almost, I don't know, that's off her last album, and I'd love to see some more work from her like that. And then, of course, Paul Thomas Anderson, one of our greatest living filmmakers, brilliant. But for argument's sake, what would be your number one if you hadn't seen that?
So like I said before, I had an okay go video, and it was between this two shall pass, but I decided the number one, because I think although Fiona Apple, that's really artistic, I feel like OK Go put like really, really incredible effort in their videos.
Oh yeah.
And I think but yeah, I'm gonna keep my number one, although this is like joined with yours, because freaking hell, that was amazing. And I really like this video because the effort they put in it, because it's where is it's a time lapse photography video. It's a time lapse video.
Okay.
So it's a time lapse video, but shot in 18 hours. So it's just a continuous shot, and they also they sleep in a video, and that the video is called End Love. Have you seen
End
it?
Love. I think I have, but I don't remember it. So let's watch it again. I'm gonna get it up now. All right, I've got it. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. End Love. Okay, go End Love. I just love the fact that they just decided that they were just going to spend 18 hours doing this. And that's just amazing. They're all wearing like incredible tracksuit,
Yeah,
colorful. I really like the song.
it's fascinating. It's choreographing. This must have been.
Yeah.
And like when I was talking earlier about Peter Gabriel and how people don't put that level of effort in anymore. OK Go are like the exception to that.
Yeah.
Because like this is the equivalent of him spending all that time under glass for Sledgehammer, is them, spending over a day in this park to make this video.
Yeah. And all that effort for like 4 minutes and 29 seconds of like video. Just
got some slow motion going on.
Yeah. I feel like I really like colorful videos. If you're colorful, I like you.
Yeah, that's fair. I like colourful videos. Although my number one was probably the least colourful video just about that I could have picked.
Oh, but no, don't ever criticize your number one. That changed my life.
That's pretty brilliant music video. They're just great on. I mean, they're just so good at music videos. They're so good at music videos.
That's just so good.
They're just
so good.
At music videos. How do they do
Yeah,
it?
well done.
Well done, OK Go.
Yeah.
Keep on going.
Cool.
That's a great first pick. I'm glad we both had OK Go on our lists because they are the undisputed champions of the music video, in my opinion.
Yeah. The amount of effort they put in them.
Yeah. Like the number of great music videos they have is unequaled, I think, just about. Like they're so good at it. Cool. So I'll run down my top 5 just for posterity's sake. Number 5 was Peter Gabriel with Sledgehammer. Number 4 was Hot Chip with I Feel Better. Number 3, OK Go with This Too Shall Pass. Number 2, Bonobo with No Reason. And number 1, Fiona Apple, Hot Knife. That I secretly didn't have much faith in that as a number 1 pick in terms of I was worried it wasn't going to go down well. So I'm glad that it did.
Okay. Well,
because it's such a simple one. It could easily anyway. It doesn't matter. What was your top 5? Yeah, it's
my top 5. Foo Fighters, Learn to Fly. Number 5, Foo Fighters, Learn to Fly. Number 4, Charlie XCX, Boys. Number 3, Blur, Coffee and TV. Number 2, Lady Gaga featuring Beyonce, Telephone. And number 1, OK Go, End Love.
So I have some honourable mentions to run through quickly. But first, did I meant to tell you I've got this new cup? It's got a cork band around the top to stop it burning when I put hot drinks in it, and it has a seal that I can slide across the opening at the top to kind of stop it from spilling when I'm carrying it. And it's barista standard, so you can take it to any major coffee chain and they will fill it for you rather than using a disposable cup. So it saves the planet as well. It's called a Keep Cup. Very good.
Do you know something that I don't know?
That's Keep Cup. So, first in my honourable mentions
Thank you, George.
The 1975. Their music video, they've got loads of good music videos. Sincerity is Scary is a really good one, but I really like their video for It's Not Living If It's Not With You, because it's kind of a big Talking Heads homage. And it's wonderful and lovely. Then Wake Up by Arcade Fire, the great music video for that when they're walking down the street. Beastie Boys, Sabotage, one of the all-time classic music videos. Bjork, It's Also Quiet, again, a really great music video. Yeah. Bruce Springsteen, Dancing in the Dark, that's one where he pulls Courtney Cox up on stage to dance with him, pre being known as Monica from Friends. That's an amazing music video, nice and simple. One I'm surprised, I really thought this was going to be on your list. This Is America by Childish Gambino. An amazing music video.
Mentions.
I would have guessed for certain. Dan the Sack versus Scroobius Pip with Thou Shalt Always Kill. A great music video there. I've seen footage by Death Grips. Is this crazy music video that like almost puts you into some kind of shock or fit when you watch it, because it's just the number of images being displayed on screen at once is crazy. So yeah, that's quite the video. Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa. I just love Dua Lipa. I wanted to mention her. She's so good. A weird one that I saw, that was a brand new music video that I saw yesterday, Follow You by Imagine Dragons, who I don't like at all. But they just put out a music video with Caitlin Olsen and Rob McElhenney from Always Sunny in Philadelphia in it, and it's quite funny. But they're a rubbish band. Take On Me by Aha is another kind of all-time classic. I love that one. Just by Radiohead, the one with the man lying in the street. Great music video. And there's another, I think it's House of Cards, is a Radiohead video that was directed by Adam Buxton. So
wow.
Yeah, he's directed a music video in the past. Paul Simon, You Can Call Me Al, where he dances with Chevy Chase. Love that video. Kendrick Lamar has loads of great music videos. DNA in particular is really good, and Humble is really good. Weapon of Choice, the Fatboy Slim music video with Christopher Walken dancing around the hotel is great. Come to Daddy, the Aphex Twin video, filmed on the council estate from Clockwork Orange. Terrifying and horrible, but iconic. Runaway by Kanye West, his half-hour sort of magnum opus. It's one of my favourite songs of all time, and it is a great music video. Man's a fool, so he's not getting in my top 5 anymore. And Undone by Weezer with the dogs running through at the end. Classic. What are you laughing at? Poor Kanye.
Kanye's a fool.
He won a Grammy at the weekend.
For what?
Best Christian album or something. Best Christian music
Go
album.
away. Go away. Go away. Don't talk to me. Go away. Just don't talk to me.
Taylor won for Folklore, though. Did you see?
Yeah. Great. Well done, Taylor.
Okay, then.
Just go away,
Phoebe Bridgers lost all 4 that she was nominated for, so I'm boycotting the Grammys forever now. Her video for I Know the End Is Coming. I love that video. Brilliant. When she runs on stage and grabs a guitar, and it's my favourite moment in the world. Anyway, what's your honourable whatever?
Well, This Is America, Childish Gambino. Fatboy Slim has done some incredible videos. You mentioned one, Weapon of Choice, but also Praise You. Beautiful video. It's just so... I like to praise you. Bjork, also another artist with incredible videos. I think my favorite is probably the Chris Cunningham one, All Is Full of Love, where she's a robot. But I also like another that I've watched constantly was Bachelorette. Taylor Swift. She puts a lot of effort in her music videos. And the most recent, the one that I really like recently is You Need to Calm Down. It's like colourful and things explode. I love it.
Yeah, that's great. Is that where she dances with Katy Perry at the end and one's dressed as a burger?
Yeah.
That's a good.
Yeah, I love that video. Haim, Want You Back, the video that turned me into Haim, because before I wasn't a fan.
I think that's another one directed by Paul
Hmm?
Thomas Anderson. Like the
Great video. So simple, so effective, so
He's a
beautiful.
genius.
Excellent. Outcast, Hey Ya, I love the colorfulness of it and the fact that they all play.
My
he plays
mum
the same
weirdly
person.
loves that music video.
Yeah, it's just funny. I love it.
It's great.
Backstreet Boys, Backstreet Back. We talked about it before. Great music video. NSYNC, Bye Bye Bye. They're puppets. Bye 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 Bye. Love it. Bad Romance, Lady Gaga, great music video. Iggy Azalea and Charlie XCX, Fancy. They redo the entire. They reenact Clueless, which is one of my favorite films from the 90s. Which also, that's why I like the Next artist. Thank You Next, Ariana Grande. She manages to put all my love for those films together in one video.
The Mean Girls dance is in that one, right?
Yeah.
That's a cool one.
Love that video. Blink 182, All the Small Things.
Oh, yeah.
and 2 videos and 2 that just added before. One is Slipknot Duality. I
Oh, yeah.
love that video.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
And System of a Down, Chop Suey.
Support those choices for sure.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
All the
And
Small
there's so
Things,
many
the
more. I
Blink-182
love
video?
music videos.
Yeah, yeah.
Music
Is that
videos are the best.
Is that the one where they're running down the street and they're naked?
Yeah, they kind of take the make of all the are you talking about Blink-182, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they take the make of all the 90s boy bands.
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But they're running down the street and they're not
At
wearing
one
any.
point at the end, yeah.
Is that right? It's just because
think
recently
so.
they did a new video, Blink-182, where they did that again. They like reenacted that video, but obviously they're all like 15 years older. That's quite a good music video. What's that
Yeah,
one
but
called?
I just love that video because it was just like they were just taking the make out of Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and everybody. It was just funny. But I think, do they run naked at the end?
It's if you
can't-
look up, if you're on YouTube. No, sorry, I'm thinking of Watch My Age Again.
What's my age? Yeah, that's one. Yeah, what's my age again?
Yeah, if you look up the music
yeah.
video for "She's Out of Her Mind" by Blink-182, it's like a redo of that. It's weird. You might find it interesting.
Okay, cool. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, you should.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Cool.
So, homework time.
Homework time.
It's kind of a free homework again this week, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, I've got an assignment for you if you're willing to take it.
Okay.
It's on Netflix. I think there's
Yeah.
only 6 episodes, and each episode is only about 15 minutes long, so
Okay.
you should be fine. It's the sketch. I don't think you've watched this. It's the sketch comedy series I Think You Should Leave.
Okay.
I would like you to watch that and talk about it because I watched it all again this week and liked it.
Cool. Perfect.
I Think You Should Leave on Netflix. Just go in with an open mind and be ready for some silly fun, and maybe you'll enjoy it.
Okay, I would like you to watch something that I don't know if you'll enjoy,
Okay, thanks.
but I would like your opinion on it.
Okay.
And is I May Destroy You, which is the series created, written, and co-directed and produced by Michaela Cole.
Yes. Yeah, I know it. Cool. I haven't watched it yet, so I'll get on it. Cool. I will like it.
Good.
People love it. I'm sure I will like it. Right. That's fantastic.
If you could recommend anything this week, what would you recommend?
I would recommend the band Wolf Alice. I don't know if you remember, but I like Wolf Alice quite a lot. I'd recommend the app Calm. And also, just as an addition, I don't know if you noticed, but I got this new cup. It's a Keep cup.
No.
And, if anyone's in the market for a new reusable cup, I would highly recommend a Keep cup. Readily available.
What is wrong with you?
Very good. Barista standard.
Oh my goodness. Okay. If I could recommend anything this week.
Go on. What would you recommend?
If you haven't watched it, I would recommend what George recommended me, which is The Queen's Gambit. Watch it. It is definitely something you need to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want to watch something that will keep you calm and is lovely and fluffy, watch Unicorn Store. You're not going to lose anything. You're just going to watch Brie Larson be Brie Larson for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And if you want to venture to something a little bit different and maybe help with your download, the Red Cross Japan, Radwimps has released a new album, which, you might not understand much about it, but it's a good album.
Cool. Nice. Thank you very much, Alex. So thank you for joining us again. It's, as always, a pleasure to have you with us. We got a shout out on one of my favourite podcasts recently, so hopefully if there's any people listening who came to us from the Evolution of Horror podcast, thank you for checking us out, and I don't know, hope you're enjoying it. Keep Cups are available on Amazon and at the Keep Cup website readily, and We are available in all the usual social media places, particularly Instagram, but we're also on Twitter. We have a Facebook group on Facebook that you can join. Links to all those places are in the show notes for this podcast, along with links to everything we talked about in Culture Catch-Up, so please do check that out. And please join us next time for an episode I'm really excited about. We're going to do top 5 final shots in movies. It's going to be an interesting one to talk about because if we haven't seen the movie, we're going to have to kind of skirt around it a bit. But I'm quite excited to talk about it. I think it's going to be cool.
But it's a massive spoiler, though. That episode is going to be a very big spoiler.
Big spoilers. But
big spoiler fest.
Yeah.
Well, unless they don't know what the final shot is. Like,
I'm going to talk about like why I've picked it and what I think is cool about the final shot, but not necessarily what the final shot is in each example. But we'll see when we get to it. I'm excited to do it. I'm definitely excited to do homework on that episode as well. So, that's going to be brilliant. So join us for that next week. Thank you so much for being with us this week. And the Keep Cups are available in a variety of colours. You don't have to get the cork band that I got. You can get a rubber band around it instead. They do a collection of Star Wars themed
George
cups as well.
Stop.
What? Keep Cup. Okay.
Cool.
Thanks so much. All right.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Keep Cup Bucket. Love you.
Bye.